What is up, you guys? It is your boy John here from Puma Plow. Welcome to another On the Farm. Thanks for clicking on the video. I will warn you guys right off the top, this one is a bit all over the place. It's kind of scattered, I'm not gonna lie. Dad and I have decided to work on some tractors at the farm, get some little projects done before Pumpkin Day, and we're working on our newest one, the LT200 Snapper. This was my uncle's tractor. It has roughly 1,000 hours on it, and he decided to pass it on, so he gave it to us. And Dad decided he wanted it for something in the future that we may do with it. We'll see. But basically, guys, this video, we're going to work on my John Deere 111. I did not actually film it because Dad worked on it when I was out cutting grass one day. He worked on his John Deere 111. And we're going to be working on that Snapper all in the same video. We're putting a new seat on my John Deere 111. The seat that was on there was supposed to be a, quote, mid-back seat when Dad ordered it, whenever we put the John Deere 111 together, and it ended up being a super short back seat, and I didn't care for it. I didn't like the way it looked more than anything. Function wise, it was a seat on a tractor. I mean, come on, but it wasn't very comfortable. So the problem is with this new seat, we're actually putting seat slides on it as well, so we'll be able to slide back and slide forward. The other thing with the other seat was I didn't quite have enough leg room, but that's another story. We'll get back to the John Deere. This is the seat bracket off the Snapper, and you can see it has cracks in it. Like I said, that tractor has roughly 1,000 hours on it, so it needs some work. So we clamped in a little piece of angle iron, and I went ahead and welded that in. Now we're back to the John Deere. This is how we worked on stuff, by the way, over 2 different days. It was kind of all over the place and scattered, but this is how we did it. We went from like one project to another one, back to the first one, to the third one, to the 12th one, kind of all over the place. But anyway, here on the John Deere, to get the new seat on with the seat slides, the brackets are not wide enough or long enough. So we got this plate steel here. I believe it's 3.5 inches long, or 3.5 inches wide, I believe. Dad got it from a local metal shop, and gonna go ahead and bolt it to that steel. I wanted to weld this piece to the seat bracket, but Dad's right, it's spring steel, and spring steel doesn't like to weld. So let's just not mess with that, right? So just drill some holes in it and bolt it down to the seat bracket, basically making that one. So we don't have to modify the seat bracket in any way if we wanted to go back. And then we'll drill more holes for the seat slides. The biggest reason for seat slides is so we can still fuel up the tractor. I need a little more leg room on this tractor. Everybody that drives this little tractor needs a little more leg room. And the problem is with these seats, and let's be honest, we're a little too big for these tractors. When you sit on them, the seat brackets will compress, and you'll actually hit the filler neck on the fuel tank, and that's obviously no good. So what we're going to be doing here is a couple things, and actually we'll get some more of it in another video because we weren't done. This video here was filmed over 2 days, and we just didn't get done with everything. So because Dad's getting some of the stuff made at where he works, they have a lathe up there, and his boss is going to be making some pieces for us that we'll get to in another video. But for this video, what we're doing right here is we are drilling holes in the new extended brackets. That just flat steel basically is what that is. So yeah, and if you guys notice, there's no audio from the actual video here. We had fans running at an alarming rate and had the TV on like the whole time we were doing this. So it was really hot, and plus the TV was on, so I just couldn't use any of that audio from that. But having said that, we're drilling in place here. Dad's using a 20-volt DeWalt and drilling that. It was so like hot and muggy and nasty, we didn't even work outside. Some of this was filmed on a Sunday, and some of this was filmed on a Tuesday night. But it was just brutal. It was just brutal outside, especially on that Sunday. And didn't really work outside much at all. Not gonna lie. Oh, and actually some of this was filmed on Monday too. Some of this was filmed on Labor Day. So kind of an all over the place video. But here you can see with the seat slides on, you know, we can slide that seat back real far and actually be on top of the fuel filler neck. So what we're going to have to do is put some little blockouts in to get rid of the spring in the seat bracket, which is okay. It's not a big deal. You're not going to miss that little bit of suspension. Just saying. So you can see our bracket there. We are going to round those off so we don't like catch our legs on them or anything. Not a big deal there. But you can see how much more room we have on this tractor now with these seat slides. Slide the seat back, give me some more leg room. It'll be quite nice. But you can see we can't get to the fuel until we slide the seat forward on the seat slides, and boom, we can get to the fuel now. Dad had these seat slides at work, and I believe they only cost us $8. They've been sitting around where Dad works forever, so it was like, hey, we might as well use them. You can see my John Deere. This is Dad's John Deere. He got the old seat on his. The seat that was on Dad's John Deere 111 was a black seat, and it just didn't look right, and it had some problems as well. Still a decent-ish seat, but we decided to change it. But I don't like the look of that seat on this John Deere. I like the look of the higher seat. It makes my tractor look like a whole different tractor, you know? Plus mine has the deck on it, of course. But $5 if you guys can guess what we're actually looking at here. It's hard to tell. We are looking into the sandblast cabinet, and I'm not going to send you guys $5. I was joking. We are looking into the sandblast cabinet. Dad has the bracket from the snapper, and he is sandblasting that right now. The welds and getting some of the old paint off that I burned with when I welded. You know, it was kind of charred a little bit. So you might as well take the sandblaster to it and clean it up. That's why we have the sandblast cabinet, is for these little projects. And there you can see it all cleaned up. No, my welds are not great, but I don't weld enough. I need to weld more. Like, I need to just like go down there and weld whatever, just to, you know, kind of get the feel for it a little bit more and stuff like that. But, you know, it'll be fine. It's plenty strong now, and you know, it's a lot stronger than it was before. Let's just be real. So gonna go ahead and throw a coat of black paint on the underside, and then flip it over and shoot it with some more paint. I believe that was powder coat originally on there. It may have been paint, I don't know. It was one of those. But you know, for what we're gonna do with this tractor, you know, we're not making a showpiece here. Like, it's fine. Throw a little paint on there just so it doesn't rust up, and we're good to go. So I believe this was a Wednesday or a Tuesday night, and then fast forward. No, that would have been a Monday. Fast forward to Tuesday now. Whatever it is. Putting it back on the seat for the snapper. We probably should get a new seat for that snapper. It has some problems, and you can see how dirty this tractor was underneath the seat, and how nice the paint looks still underneath the seat. This tractor did sit, I wouldn't say outside, but it sat outside. Like, it didn't get rained on, but the sunshine would hit it. It sat under like a lean-to on my uncle's barn, I believe is where he kept it for many years. So the paint is pretty well shot, especially on the one side of the tractor, because that's where it got more sun. But, you know, for what we're going to do with this tractor, which is a potential project for this winter, this should be okay. It should be just fine. So there you go. It needs a new seat too, by the way. We're well aware. Someday we'll get a new seat on there. But it's not a big deal. It's a 20 horsepower tractor, and I think it's going to be good. So those brackets for the John Deere, we're back to working on the John Deere. We wanted to round them. We actually used the lid off of our welding goo. I don't know what you call it. The welding goo that you dip the welding gun in, and it anti-slag goo. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for working on the tractors for this video. We'll probably have more of working on these little tractors before Pumpkin Day. We're trying to get these little projects wrapped up before then, so we can free up some space in our shed. So until then, thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, toodles.